Hi, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today for our next study of The Heart of Mysticism by Joel Goldsmith. So, I'd just like to say hello to those who have joined via the live stream, and also to thank those who are joining us in consciousness, and to those of you who are listening to the recording. It's a blessing to be here with you all. Okay, so I'll start with a rundown of the structure of this live stream, and also talk a little bit about the purpose of doing these live streams. And then we'll have a reading from the Heart of Mysticism, and we'll end with a short meditation. Okay, so the Heart of Mysticism, let me just show you the book. There we are. We're on volume 1 at the moment, and I'll be reading an extract from that. The Heart of Mysticism is a compilation of 6 books. Good morning, Gloria, and thank you for joining us. Compilation of 6 books published by Acropolis, and they include all the letters that Joel Goldsmith sent to his students from the years 1954 to 1959. Joel corresponded with his students monthly and sent out these monthly Infinite Way letters, and they're included in all of the Infinite Way, in all of the compilations. Hi Azad, hi Crystal, thank you for joining us. So I'll be, as we go through the live streams, I'll be reading extracts from those 6 volumes. And also the purpose of these live streams is to come together with Infinite Way teachers and practitioners to discuss the spiritual principles that Joel covers in the Infinite Way books, and to answer any of your questions or comments about the Infinite Way teachings or about the spiritual path in general. I will also be reading extracts each month from a book written by a spiritual fictional book written by Vic Smith, entitled The Young Man and the Old Man. And when I read extracts from the book, we'll discuss the spiritual principles that Vic is describing in the extracts. And the details of the book and the whole calendar of Infinite Way activities that I'm sharing are in the description and on the links in my bio. Okay, and of course the purpose of these live streams is to join together as well in meditation, which can be extremely powerful, joining together with others in meditation. So if you have any questions or comments, anything that you'd like to share about Joel Goldsmith's teachings or any aspect of the spiritual path, please feel free to comment during this live stream or in the comments afterwards. Or if you'd like to communicate with me privately, my name is Heather and my email address is mysticalmeditation@yahoo.com. Okay, so let's start then with a short meditation before I start reading the first extract. I'll probably be only reading one extract from The Heart of Mysticism today. Those of you who are new to meditation, we're not going to meditate for very long. But if you're new to meditation, just a few minutes can seem like an awfully long time. Joel wrote a whole book entitled The Art of Meditation, in which he discusses how to meditate the infinite way. So he suggests in that you might like to sit comfortably, just so that you're not distracted by any sensations in the body. And perhaps either take a spiritual phrase or perhaps a word such as love or peace into consciousness, and contemplate that purely as a means to still the mind, so that you can then rest in the awareness of the silence within you. Okay, let's have our meditation. Then at the end of the meditation, I'll say thank you, and then I'll start the first reading. Okay, let's be still. Thank you. Okay. Right then, so as I said, we're reading an extract from The Heart of Mysticism, Volume 1. And these are the 1954 Infinite Way letters. And I'm going to read an extract from Chapter 2, starting halfway down the page. There is only one mind, divine mind, infinitely manifest. But those who are ignorant of this try to limit the mind within the mesmeric boundaries of the 5 physical senses. The human mind, which can only think in terms of good and evil, beginnings and endings, is the sandy foundation, the false premise. Those who seek solely in the outer senses are continually in a turmoil of unhappiness, restlessness, and indecision. The mind must seek ever more and ever different plots, jingles and jangles, which quickly become stale and frustrating. It is living at this level of mind which compels them to force the creation and stimulation of pleasure, satisfaction, and supply. And because these are always artificial, they are not lasting or real, and must be repeated again and again until they no longer satisfy or profit. Living at the level of the mind, there must be a continuous round of new pleasures, new faces, and scenes. There is never a truly joyous moment, nor are there periods of rest, relaxation, satisfaction, or completeness. Until one reviews all this in his thought and realizes the continuous mental effort and strife there has been to attain a peace and satisfaction that has never come, one cannot change from the merry-go-round of the mind to the joyous realm of the soul. Contemplate for a while the frustrations of this mental struggle for happiness and abundance. And quickly, by seeing through this farce, you will achieve the depth of the soul, and it will take over your existence, providing such activity and newness of life, such peace and serenity, the like of which you have never dreamed. The human mind is an avenue of awareness and is not a creative faculty. I'm going to read that sentence again because we'll come back to it. The human mind is an avenue of awareness and is not a creative faculty. Once we recognize this fact, that we have sought to create and recreate with the mind, we release and relinquish such methods and learn to let the soul unfold our happiness, our satisfaction and supply. This process is ever fresh, new and joyous, because the soul is the creative faculty. The soul creates and produces the harmonies of our existence without mental effort, without exertion, force or willpower. The soul reveals the harmonies of existence to us, and this mode of life entails no frustration, no repetition, or staleness, no incompleteness or lack. The capacities of the soul are endless, eternal and free-flowing. Its energies never tire, weary, or satiate. From the soul comes an ever-fresh and new love of life, business or artistic career, family or home, and an ever-renewing body, strength, health, and rest. I'm going to pause there for a moment. Does anyone have any questions or comments at this stage that they'd like to share? We were all being terribly quiet, so if not, I'll go straight on and address a question that was asked to me this week, which I promised I will cover in this live stream, and it relates to the sentence that I just read to you from chapter 2 in the Heart of Mysticism. So let's go back to the sentence again. I'll read it again. It's: the human mind is an avenue of awareness and is not a creative faculty. So what does that really mean? And I'll share with you the question that was asked me. It was, how do I live in awareness if I'm experiencing extreme pain? And I feel that's a super question, and it ties in so well with this sentence. So in order to answer the question, let's just break down this sentence from Joel's book. And please feel free to comment or to share anything as I'm going through, because this is quite deep and may take a while to absorb. Okay, so the human mind is an avenue of awareness, and the knowing of that comes from seeing the mind that I am, seeing the mind that I am where my head appears to be. You may know that Douglas Harding talks about this in great depth, the space where my head appears to be. And in other videos on my YouTube channel, I've talked about ways that we can become aware of the consciousness that we are, the mind that I am. And it's not the human eyes that can see the soul, the consciousness that I am, because that's invisible to the human eyes. It's the soul faculty that cognizes itself. So becoming aware of the mind that I am, one comes to the realization that the life that I am, the consciousness that I am, is the only thing that I ever experience. And that is perfect peace. So the practice then in the infinite way is bringing the mind back to the awareness of its source, itself, and becoming a vacuum so that the light of my own life force can radiate through me as me. That's the mind being an avenue of awareness. You may see that as a circle of light within you, and Joel calls that the circle of Christ. And so when you're fully present in this way, focused inwardly on yourself, your invisible self, you come to see that thoughts and sensations have no power, because they arise in consciousness if you're focused solely on just being the observer, just witnessing what arises in awareness. Thoughts and emotions arise and then they dissolve, they evaporate, if one doesn't attach to them, doesn't follow them with attention. So mind, consciousness is the only reality. Thoughts are not reality. If they were reality, they'd be permanent, but of course they're not. They arise and then they evaporate. They're substanceless. So the peace that I'm really seeking, whether it's a physical peace or peace in any area of my human experience, the peace that I'm seeking, I already am. I am the substance. The substance that I am is the peace that I'm seeking. The essence of who I am is the peace that I'm seeking. And in the Bible, this is described as being absent from the body and present with the Lord. And that's what that phrase means. Okay, all with me? Jolly good. Okay, so let's look at the second part of this sentence then. Oh, thank you, Gloria. So to recap, the human mind is an avenue of awareness, and is not and the second part is not a creative faculty. Thank you, Crystal. So the mind is not a creative faculty. So we've just said that the human mind, the egoic mind, is thought constructs. It's not actually real. It doesn't have a spiritual reality. So the human mind is essentially substanceless thoughts and emotions. And the counterside to that is that consciousness can't create anything. If consciousness could create anything, there would be something other than consciousness. There would be a duality, and consciousness is already whole and complete. So it's really in the resting of the mind that we are, the mind that you are, that you come to see that anything that's unlike the mind just dissolves. So this is how we can live in awareness even when there appears to be pain, sensations of pain in the body. Eckhart Tolle, for example, talks about this at length in his book, The Power of Now, and he describes the pain body Absolutely, absolutely right, Gloria. Gloria has written, there cannot be something other than everything. There cannot be something other than the omnipresent. So, exactly, Gloria, thank you. So Eckhart Tolle describes being completely present where pain appears to be, and then it dissolves in the resting there. And that can be pain, physical pain, or it can be emotional pain, it can be painful thought. So really I would say to the person who asked me this question that although spiritual healing in the infinite way is certainly instantaneous, when you're aware of the true reality of yourself, that radiates instantaneously as perfection in your experience, but it may not appear to our human intelligence, to the thought mind, as healing. The human mind may not recognize the healing instantly. And also I would say that living the infinite way isn't a case of just sitting down for 10-minute meditations and then going out in the world and reacting again to the appearances. I think Joel called it the infinite way because it truly is a way of life. We live in continual awareness of the truth of ourselves and then let that outpicture as our experience. Okay, I'm sure people will want to comment further on that. And if there's any questions anyone has about what I've just said, please feel free to either write to me or to write your comments together with this video, and I will cover that and anything that you ask in our next live stream, which will be again next Saturday at 2 p.m. UK time. Okay, well, if there's no other questions or comments at this point in time, let's end with our final meditation. So I invite you then to rest in the mind that you are, the peace there that's always present with you as you. Okay, so let's rest in that stillness. Thank you.